Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Planet Nomads. Now, as you can see, it's not time. I have done a little bit of tweaking around the base. I have set up my landing platforms with some lights. I changed some of the lights outside, made it look a lot nicer, and we've got some better lighting. The spotlights seem to work a bit better as far as a neutral white color light. And I'm going to show you what I've gotten here. I've gone and gathered a ton of uranium again and again. That's all that's left from my last run, and there's that there. That's how much I've got done right now. This is how much space I still have open from everything. I currently have increased my stockpile to this much in each. 841 hours of power production for the base as a whole. And I have had my fabricators, just my 3D printers running non-stop, producing more and more goods. And I've been experimenting a bit. But right now, what we're going to do is actually, I have a new design. We're going to take a couple of stacks of each of these. And I'll just go ahead and split this out here so I don't have to come back to an empty spot. But I'm going to gather up all my supplies. And what we're going to do today is take my new design and go starting our trip around the world. It's not very different from my other design. It's very similar, actually. However, I've got more storage. I have a total of 12 cargo boxes, all linked together. I also have a spot here where it can branch out to connect to fabricators, to a mining rig, whatever I might need. I do have a single 3D printer here, so I don't really have to worry about that unless I am in really dire need of a lot of production. And I have a stasis chamber, cryostasis pod, as well as my one uranium generator. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've done with this. It's not very complicated. I did finally get the leg struts to work, so it does land and give a little bounce. I was worried that might cause something to break on this other design, so I went with that. But it works really well. It goes about the same speed of around 50 kilometers per hour, so we shouldn't have too much trouble getting going. But we are going to load up with all these supplies, get in it, and basically just take off around the world, roughly through this area. This seems to be about where I'm getting the best resources, so we're just going to go and start moving that direction. And of course, we do have these little stopping points, more monuments, so we'll probably branch up that way, but I want to just start making my way around the planet, see if we can make it far enough, or find a nice new base location that gives me access to all the various resources I want in a nice flat area so I can build the big mega base. But I'm going to load up everything so we can get going. So here we are at the next spot, and you see we finally got back to some major landmass right here. We've got this one and got this one here. So I think I'm going to go up this way a little bit and explore, as well as come down this way and get some more of this area, because this is possibly a useful region. Also, you see here where I'm at right now, this is very similar to the place where I parked my original mobile base when I was moving locations to. It's got this little trench here, like a riverbed almost, between two large hills of jungle cliffs. So I'm assuming, yes, cobalt, silver, and aluminum through here. Probably not carbon, iron, and silicon, which is something I need. So I'm hoping either south or north I'll find something connecting that has at least these two types of regions. I can get carbon, silicon, and iron as well. So on my way north to explore, we got another man-made wreck beacon for a prairie, which interestingly enough, it says a prairie right here just around the equator. So maybe it's not just strictly the equator is the hottest place, all deserts. It actually has some variability, but we're going to go ahead and make a little detour. Let's go check out this man-made wreck and see what we get. So here we are at this other piece of wreckage, and yeah, it's standard wreckage. We got this nice little thing where it looks like it's not so much wreckage, more like somebody actually built into the side of this cliff here, on the side of like a prairie mesa type looking thing. Med bay, so nothing too critical as far as supplies. I know somewhere there's still got to be a storage container of some kind. Hopefully I'm not going to break everything loose. Oh, and look, there we go. Let's dig out. Ah, it's buried in the ground. So it is some kind of wreckage that crashed into the ground, apparently. Ah, that works for me. We also got some uranium right here. And it looks like this was supposed to be a piece of balcony or something. Sorry, Mr. Plant, for breaking away your roots. Buried inside the uranium deposit here. Come on, give me all this stuff without breaking things apart. I don't want to fall. Let's get all this done first. Oh, knocked myself off. And I'm actually really hopeful about this location here, because I'll show you after I get this part finished. But there's actually a good bit of land around here. As you see, I have uranium showing right there. There's also that right there, probably zeonite in that region. You see big thing of trees over there. So I'm really hopeful maybe I'll find the landmass in this area that I'm looking for that has a nice flat space with access to a lot of different resource types. But I am not sure. Yeah, I'm not even far enough yet to do another radar scan. So we're going to move. Let's go north a bit and maybe a little west. We'll go northwest and see what we find over here, because this looks promising. Well, as you can see, I have now gotten another beacon for another alien wreck. So while my plan was to go in pretty much this direction, I'm starting to think, you know, let's just go and kind of bounce around as much as we need to. Oh, I forgot to get that beacon right there. Oh, well. And what I've found is here's some jungle. Here's more prairie. That's more prairie. So basically, I've got a lot of cobalt, silver, and aluminum in the area. Nothing for iron, carbon, and silicon yet. And of course, uranium, which is always helpful as far as power. But I really would like to find at least a spot with all the main production elements: carbon, iron, silicon, cobalt, aluminum, silver. Carbon is used so much and stuff, and some of the things I'm trying to build with the more advanced materials require like 3 iron for each 1 item you produce. So yeah, I need carbon and iron and silicon, especially somewhere. That might produce over there, though it looks like it probably won't. I'm starting to think I may not find the area I'm actually looking for. But we're still going to go check out this wreck, see what else we find. Well, here we are at the alien wreck. Let's see what we got. Aluminum, silver. Container. We got some zeonite. Titanium. More of the extraterrestrial stuff. And I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. I need to dump some supplies. Trying to keep this somewhat organized, even though they're all linked together. We're going to dump in. Oh, not that. I take all the extras. Purified water I don't need. We'll take all this. That will stay. Now, I can dump my extras in that I don't need. Oh, no, I've messed up the zeonite. There we go. Dumping in extras. I'm making sure I'm keeping it fully stocked, because I want to never have to worry about supplies on this trip. I wish I could break these, but it won't let me. So we need the power cell. I might have to run into a need for it. Still haven't figured out what I actually use those for. I'm assuming something with the monument, but I can't get the monument to actually let me do anything. And, yeah, can't get in the spaceship either. The wreck is just big orb. That's all it is. Big sphere. Won't let me do anything else. So, we are here, close to another spot to actually do a scan. But let's start with the address book. I'm going to add that in. So, distress signal detected. We also have another message. Let's see. Translation. Observation prototype in relation to fear. Concept structure terminate 1. Structure continue 2. Okay, interesting. Local fauna and flora is not authentic product of evolution. So genetically manipulated. Obviously reprogramming DNA to achieve certain goals, higher aggression or immunity to certain external factors. Okay, so yeah, basically the whole thing is a big lab, like we're kind of reading so far in these, that this whole planetoid was terraformed and converted to be a lab for testing out these genetic modifications on the creatures. Like they were modified specifically to fit certain environments. And we're saying that's pretty much what it was, is they were just testing to see how well they could reprogram a creature's DNA to make it better suited to the environment it's in. So we have another little long island stretch here, one here. And also the address book gave me this monument, the Icarus Monument, way up here in a green forest. So it looks like, yeah, as we get back to the poles, we get back into more temperate climates. So I may not find exactly what I was looking for in terms of the right area to build a base that covers multiple biomes with multiple resource capabilities. So we are going to see, I think maybe go back. Well, I wanted to go around. Let's go back this way, see what we find there. Maybe by focusing back around in the right climate area, I'll find something, if I'm lucky enough, that will fit my needs. So I have found a really good area for cobalt, silver, aluminum, titanium, uranium, and gold. And not only do I have a spot there, I have a beacon over there for a big thing of cobalt, titanium, all that. I mean, there's two resources, the ore veins side by side over there. But I also have right up here this big one too. And it's just, you know, just this big, massive vein right here for all this. So all I'm missing from this area is iron, carbon, and silicon. I need those in terms of veins, like that size type vein, that I can use as a, even if it's a remote mining site that I build up here and just have it feed from a really long conveyor system. That's fine. I just need a spot where I can get iron, carbon, and silicon in high quantities near here. And I may actually have found a place to start building my base, because this does have a good bit of land around it, and it does seem to connect back there. I really don't expect to be doing a lot with rolling vehicles, but I do want a place I can test them out. So I don't want to build just on an island. I would like to avoid that, but this is offering me at least some capabilities right there. And I see some, not forest jungle trees, but regular green forest trees over this way. So maybe we are closing in on finding that magic spot between 3 different biomes where I can get the most production capability possible. Well, it's not the flat land I was looking for, but you can see I've got a lot of flat space because some of it's submerged, meaning that I should be able to actually build, if I just build enough support struts around the area, I could build a really big base platform out this way. I'm at Green Forest, so I should get carbon, iron, and silicon right here, which is going to be the most critical stuff. Plus, there's water, so I can always make deuterium using the carbon and the dirty water to make purified water. And then right there, I mean, yes, that's where my F mark is for that, but that's jungle through there in the distance. So I could build a chain of little posts going across the water to support my long conveyor chain and pretty much connect all the way across there and build a couple of resource production places there. The big problem is going to be if I connect the power back here, we'll have a long chain of switchboards going that way too. But I think I can make this area here work. This might actually work for me. Or worst case, I build over here and just direct a chain of conveyors back here to cover this area and have it be like a big massive remote site. And I've even looked at some people who have tried building like a railway carts type system. Maybe have something where I have it not only conveyors coming over here, but I have a cart system that I can just hop in and roll along a track that leads me back over here to that spot so I can sit there and do any maintenance I might need. And look at this right here. We've got a nice little flat area here. I could build along this stretch and have this whole little stretch right here just flattened out and built up. That's prairie right there. That should mean titanium, uranium, and gold. That's cobalt and silver and aluminum right there along with the sides, and carbon, iron, and silicon across the water. I may have actually found the area to build my new base. And I could actually build it up here. This is a very large open area, but it's elevated. I like the fact of being a little bit lower. It'd be easier to get vehicles in and out, especially the rolling ones. Let's take a good look at this. Make sure I've got the resources I need somewhere around here. Somewhere I will find, well, I got some carbon. Surely I'm going to find, yeah, oh, there we go. Okay, titanium, uranium, gold. I don't think I need quite as much of it, but that would be nice to know I'll have it here. Yeah, look at all of that. Just that one little spot there. I could go find multiple other locations. I could just have a whole row of different spots where I'm mining out resource deposits. And yes, I'm going to have multiple little mining sites over here. This, I believe, is it. I didn't even have to go that far, actually. Instead of going all the way around the planet, which, you see how far that is, and how far we've traveled in the past. From there, up this way, and back over. So I am that distance. Not that far. I mean, it's going to take a bit of time to get back over there. But with this, I have plenty of storage room. I can bring plenty of supplies back. Not going to be a problem. So I do have a nice spot here for that set of resources. Let's verify that I will get enough carbon or cobalt, aluminum, and silver over in this area. Plus, with all these plants, I've got plenty of space to clear out this for biomass containers. Oh, this may very well just be the right spot. I really hope so, because that, I mean, I've got some land I can build and test my rolling vehicles on. That's kind of the point of this, is to have a space for testing them. I'm not going to use them that much, but I want to test designs. Know what I can build if I ever start the game over. Let's see. So we got some silver, aluminum. If I've got silver and aluminum, then there's cobalt somewhere around here as well. That means, yes, I've got the resources I need right here. So let's mark this as my new base location that I want to come back to. And get this all set up. We'll go turn it B. B for base. That means, worst case, I build across this area. Big base platform. And then I have a stretch that goes up there and splits off, harvesting a bunch of uranium, titanium, and gold. And then, if I need to, a stretch that goes up that way for more cobalt, silver, and aluminum. And then a series of connecting platforms and conveyor all the way across there to harvest from a set of platforms there with carbon, iron, and silicon. So yes, I have everything I'm going to need here. That means we've got time. Let's head to this nearest alien wreck, the one that's right over here. And I'll get that one at a later point. We're going to head here, and then we'll call it a day. I will head back and start loading up, just maxing out my production, loading up everything to build a new base right here instead. So here we are at the next alien wreckage, which of course I can't do anything but come to the container. We got more xenite, more titanium, and of course more power cell. And we got another message. Let's see. Oh, all right. Information of Dark World. The clean is in relation. Eridans were obviously a diverse species and use various symbols for different groups, ethics, or affiliations. Moreover, members of these factions could look very different even amongst themselves, thanks to long-term uses of DNA manipulation technology. So it wasn't just them experimenting on the creatures here, but they also did it on themselves. They had to create ciphers on how to communicate with each other. Beings were highly individualistic and relentlessly pursuing their own objectives, obviously. Because of independence, one group could roam the empty of space, while another group could colonize one planet for hundreds of years. Clean, pure, so maybe the original form. Structure, DNA operator, scientist. Neutral symbol relates to us or other non-conflicting races. So in other words, we're not enough to worry about. And an unknown enemy symbol, mostly associated with fear, danger, and or threat. Terminate, cancel, kill. Okay, so they didn't just have, it wasn't just them, they had enemies that they encountered. And we've added their address on there. I don't see one. Oh, there it is. I guess that's it. Monument. Of course, not the monument here. Give me the address for the one all the way across here. Lao Kun. So, that's not helpful. But that is it for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, as always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.